Oh, hey. Hello, friends. How's it going? Good morning, everyone. I see there are 6 people here. There are no comments yet, so I don't know who's here, but I see there are 6 people here. I'm just getting myself set up. I'm excited to be here with everyone. Happy day. Hi, friends. Good morning, Jen. Hello. All right, friends, it is Tuesday, January the 27th, all day long. My name is Erin. I am a frequency and clarity coach, and I am here offering clarity through the use of my oracle cards and connecting to your energy. Hi, welcome from the UK. I'm glad you're here. So my room has been painted. It's not my pretty pink room anymore, but that's because I'm about to move. So everything's getting ready. Good morning. Good morning. Just a reminder, if it is not Tuesday, January the 27th, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Central Time, you are not watching this live. Please don't send payment for a reading if we aren't live. I do offer private sessions through my website. There are 30-minute sessions available to you in a limited capacity because I am moving, so I have to be able to leave my house relatively quickly if someone wants to come look at it. So availability is very, very limited. Hello from hot Hawaii Island. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited you're here. Hello from Belgium. There we go. That's a little bit better. Friends, how are we doing? Can everyone hear me? Everything's good. All right. So, before we get started this morning, let's just talk about a few things. There's a couple of things I want to share with everybody that I'm working on that I hope that you choose to be a part of. There's a couple workshops coming up. The first one is the Channels Chair. That is on Friday, the 20th of February. I know it seems like a long way away, but it'll be here before you know it. The Channels Chair is an opportunity to meet in a gallery type session with me and other people of like mind to ask your questions about energy, the universe, or whatever. I have done this a couple of times. It is so much fun, and I kind of have an energetic high for days afterward. Tickets are available, and every ticket purchase gets a link to rewatch it on their own, and you get a written description. Good morning, Whitney. That is February the 20th. And then in March, I have a workshop coming up. I don't have the date offhand, but I have a workshop coming up in March called The Energy of Mediumship. And this is a 2-part workshop, 2 teachers for the price of 1. I'm going to, in the first half, give a class on energy, how it pertains to mediumship, speaking to you through the lens of science. And then in the second half, you're going to take a class from a medium, and she's going to talk to you about how to connect and what it feels like and how to practice. And we're going to do breakout rooms and we're going to practice, friends. It's going to be really, really fun. Again, every ticket gets a link to rewatch it and a written description of the conversation. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, beautiful people. Lisa of the Trees. I love it. The BF Outdoors. Good morning. Tony, good morning. Lois from Belgium. All right. I do have a couple other collaborations I'm working on. I can't announce them yet because they're not written in stone, but I am working on a couple different ones with some other really encouraging and helpful creators. So it's going to be fun. So today is Tuesday, January the 27th. This has been the longest month ever. I don't know if it's been like that for you. It's been like that for me. I am here offering oracle cards. Hey, Chantel, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello from Kentucky, Dennis. Dennis Lindsay. Good to see you. So I am offering oracle card readings. The way these work is each reading is $25, payable via US dollars. I do have, you can pay that via Venmo or PayPal. Once I get a notification of payment received, you go on the list, and then I go in order of the list. I will tell you that often the list gets kind of long, but the best part is on YouTube that the replay of your reading goes up on my channel almost right away, and you can go back and rewatch it as many times as you want for free. And I highly encourage you to do that. Please do not send money through YouTube. Okay, Tony, I am really sorry. I appreciate that, but in the description of this video, and I hadn't quite gotten there yet, YouTube takes half of that. So as much as I truly appreciate that, and I will pull some cards for you, please do not send payment through YouTube. I accept payment through Venmo and PayPal. That's how it works. So Tony, I'm going to pull a few cards for you and see what comes up, but I can't do a full reading. I'm so sorry. I really do appreciate it very much. But like I said, YouTube literally takes half of that. So it makes it very hard for me to do that. The link for Venmo and PayPal is in my bio. Jackie, I see you. The link for PayPal is in my bio. You can copy and paste that, or you can simply look me up as Consciously Erin. Either way, that's how you'll find me. And then I go in order of the list. All right. No problem, Tony. Are you Tony? Tony is your name, correct? I want to make sure I have the right name. So the first things that come up for you, Tony, the first two cards that come up for you are reluctance and disharmony. Friend, what are you reluctant about doing? Reluctance and disharmony. Look at this. Reluctance and disharmony. Whatever you are putting off, whatever you're telling yourself, I just don't want to do it. I'm putting it off. I'm pushing it away from me. This, Claire, I see you. This is what's causing the disharmony in your energy, my friend. There's a misalignment going on. And this is your higher self saying, hey, you need to acknowledge that and start dealing with it, whatever that misalignment looks like. They're telling me that you have the emotional wisdom you need to be successful with this. And this feels like a big thing. I don't know if this is moving, quitting a job, changing relationship status or something. It feels relatively impactful. And there is this reluctance to go through with it that's causing a disharmony in your energy. They're telling me that you have all the emotional wisdom you need to go through with this, to complete this in a way that is helpful for you, but you're not following through with it. But once you do, look at this. Sorry, my camera is reversed, so it's throwing me off. Once you do, victory. So Tony, just want to let you know, whatever it is that you are reluctant about, what you are not following through, and you must know about this because it's very active. They're telling me this is what's causing the disharmony in your energy, but you have the emotional wisdom you need to get through this. You just have to kind of allow yourself to do it. Mary, I see you. You just have to allow yourself to do it. Chantel, I see you. All right. That leads to a sense of victory. All right, Tony. Last card for you. They're telling me that this holding back is coming from someplace when you were younger. Perhaps this is some shadow work that needs some revisiting, or a feeling of helplessness. I can't change things, so I'm not going to do things. You're going through a divorce. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that makes perfect sense. Friend, I understand. I've never been in that situation myself, but I have a lot of friends who have, and I understand how difficult that can be. But my guides are clearly pointing out that you know that this needs to be taken care of, and your reluctance to follow through or keep doing it is causing disharmony in your energy. They're asking you to listen to your inner wisdom and make those choices so that you can get yourself back into alignment with you. And then that brings with it a sense of victory and stability. Tony, I hope that was helpful, friend. I wish you the very best, and I hope that everything works out for you with your divorce. I cannot even imagine how difficult it must be, especially right now. So all my love goes to you. I don't have any indication you're doing it wrong. As a matter of fact, it feels like they're trying to tell you, what are you waiting for more than anything? So that's how it goes. That's how it be, right? Do me a favor. If you have not gone out and liked this live, if you could do that for me, because it helps. Also, my goal as a creator here on YouTube is eventually, if I can get my passive, like my ad revenue on YouTube up to a certain point, I can literally do this for free. All you have to do to help me is watch my videos. Watch the videos. It doesn't cost you anything, just time. Watch the videos, maybe share them if you want. I do have a paid membership from YouTube that is going to have things coming for it, but I have to move first. So it's a little delayed. That membership will have live podcast stuff going on with lots of fun guests. I'm really working on that. It's going to be super fun. So hang in there. Hello from New Hampshire. All right. So you guys, Whitney Vance, she's here in the chat with me. I want to introduce you guys to her. Whitney is my mod. If you have a question, if you need to know how to send a payment, if you sent a payment and I didn't acknowledge it, if you haven't received a reading, Whitney is the person you want to tag. She can help you. She can help line things up. She can get my attention and she'll help me stay on top of things. Okay. If you sent a payment and I have not acknowledged you, please make sure that you say something to her so that I can check it. All right. So let's get started. I'm excited, you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Tony, thank you for being the very first one today. Jackie is up first, then Claire, Mary, Chantel, and Amy. That is the list so far. List is wide open. Remember, it takes a little bit of time. I take my time with absolutely everybody, but the replay is free. So it'll be up once the live is done. All right. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jackie. There you are. You guys, just a reminder, when I call your name, please stay in the room. If you know that your reading's about to happen, please stay here. The other thing is when I call your name, if you're displaying it, regardless if it's your display name or not, please do like Jackie did and say, "This is Jackie, I'm here," or something like that, because I can't always tell who's who in the chat. So it helps, okay? Ooh, Jackie, you've got a lot of orange and a lot of purple in your energy. That is an odd combination, friend. I don't typically see that, but that seems okay. So let's just get into it. Jackie, here we go. I'm going to assume if you've paid for a reading, I have permission to tap into your energy. I'm going to stop asking because it slows down my process sometimes. And Jackie, what I want you to understand is the first thing I saw when I came into your space was purple. It was followed up by an orange outline. I don't know how to explain it. Highlight around it. All right. So the purple is the dominant color. Purple is the color of the crown. This is the lotus, the 1,000-petal lotus opening in your crown, allowing more energy to come forward. The very first card that came out for you, as a matter of fact, acknowledges this. Your intuition is growing at a rapid pace. It's starting to expand beyond what you expected it to be. And it feels like this is bringing forward literally a transition. This is the death card telling me that the old version of you is dying away. This is that orange in the solar plexus, sacral chakra, orange in the sacral chakra. There is a change, a transition that is coming about because of all the information that you are receiving through your crown chakra. This is not third eye. This is crown. This is your divine connection. These two are working together to effect change in your physical world environment. This change looks like a role shift of some kind, literally opening the door for you, my friend. Look at this. I'm sorry, my camera is backwards and I don't know how to fix it, so it's throwing me off. You literally have the world at your feet, friend. Girl, can we just talk about these three cards for a minute? The High Priest, Death, and the World. Mic drop. Whatever you're working on. I just heard the words trust what you're receiving. There's a little bit of imposter syndrome showing its ugly little head in your energy, and there's a feeling of wanting you to remember, you know this is right. You know this is true. So stop talking yourself out of it, right? They're asking you to have a little bit of discernment. Instead of not trusting yourself, this card is not about listening to others. It's about listening to you, choosing to listen to what you are receiving, rather what other people are telling you should interpret it as. You know how to speak to your higher self. Your intuition is on point. There's no reason for you to stop. Also, as this new role comes forward, there's a feeling of stepping way outside of my comfort zone to embrace this. It doesn't feel like a sudden thing. It feels like a natural evolution of something. A result of expansion. Okay, so let's just review here for a second, Jackie. Let's wrap this up. We got a lot of energy going on in your crown and in your sacral chakra. This is divine information, divine wisdom coming through and igniting the role that you play. There are two cards that came out at the beginning, the High Priest and the Death card, showing you that your intuition is leading you towards a transition. This in return puts the world at your feet, but they're asking you to make sure that you're listening to yourself and not someone else's interpretation of your messages. This is where you learn to trust who you are. This opens the door for expansions and helps you step into some sort of new role. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a huge forward-facing role at first, especially, but as it continues to grow naturally, I do believe that it will have more to do with interactions with other people, not just you specifically. All right. Jackie, thank you. Girl, I'm excited. That was fun. Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. All right, so let's update the list real quick. Claire is up next, followed by Mary, Chantel, Amy, Stephanie, and Jamie. That is the list so far. Please be patient with me as I make my way through this list. Remember, readings are only $25 US. Girl, you can't even go to Starbucks for $25. Are you kidding me? Been trying dowsing rods. Hey, so one of the collaborations I'm working on, I'm putting it out there. It is not set in stone. It is not for sure. But one of the collaborations I'm working on is with Solar Sun Glow. Her name is Megan. She has blonde hair and she has the dowsing rods. And she asked the question. She goes, "Thank you, thank you." She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I am working on creating a workshop with her. So keep your eyes open. Claire, you are up next, my friend. Solar Glow Meditations. Yes, Megan. So I am working on setting up a workshop with Megan. So keep your eyes open. All right. All workshops and everything, by the way, are announced first on YouTube as a post. So make sure you are also following my posts. So you get first crack at those tickets because they are limited in seats. So, all right. Claire, you are up, friend. Come on down and say hello. Claire is up. After Claire is Mary. I'm just double checking everything here. One moment. Yes, Claire is up next. Remember, Venmo and PayPal are available to you. Hi, Claire. I see you. Ooh, Claire. My stomach immediately got a little weird feeling. I feel like there's some little bit of instability in your energy, but it doesn't feel like it necessarily belongs to you. When I look at your energy, it feels like I'm in a room with a bunch of TVs on all different channels, and I'm sitting here like this, and I'm trying to hear myself, but the noise outside of me is so loud. There's a feeling of needing to reshape your focus, perhaps. Okay, so here's the thing. The first two cards that come out for you, first of all, I said I felt like I'm in a room full of TVs all on full blast. They're asking you to have a little bit better judgment about where you're focused. You're focused in too many directions, or you're not focused on things that are helping you feel better. I am by no means encouraging you to ignore the world or pretend the world doesn't exist. I am encouraging you to choose more wisely where you spend the majority of your time focused, okay? The reason being because the next card that came out is manifestation, the magician. You are literally manifesting a new world for yourself. So be mindful, have better judgment about where you are focused, because remember, you are just a radio receiver, for lack of a better term. So wherever you are tuned in your station is the music you're going to hear. The disharmony that you are feeling, my friend, is because your radio station is tuned to a different station than it should be. I don't know specifically how to tell you where it's tuned, but it has a feeling of dis-ease with it. A feeling, not disease, but dis-ease. Okay. Like I'm focused on something that is not working, and I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I'm upset, and there's a feeling of lack of control. I can't do anything about it, all that sort of stuff, friend. You are working on learning a lesson in empowerment. This is important. Okay. So let's talk about this. They're asking you to have better judgment on where you are focused because you are literally manifesting a whole new life in front of yourself. The disharmony that's in your energy is because you are focused on things outside of you that's taking away your feeling of empowerment. My guides are really encouraging you to come back in line with yourself. What that means is stop feeding things that are not helpful. Stop feeding things that are not helpful. You cannot change those things. And the more you try to feel like you can when you can't, the more out of control things are going to feel. I feel like I'm harping on saying the same thing over and over, but they're really pushing the idea, friend, that it's not that you are doing something wrong specifically. It's just that they show me fall off the wagon, like you're refocused on something that's outside of yourself, and that something is not working. When I look at you, you're okay. You're like in a little bubble, right? But the problem is that you're so focused outside of you that the bubble is not stable. They're asking you to stop that. This is the Wheel of Fortune saying that things are changing, but you have to choose where to focus a little bit more consciously. Okay. So just to recap things here, there's nothing bad or wrong necessarily with your energy. The feeling of dis-ease that you have, or the disharmony that you are feeling, is a result of focusing on things that are not helpful for you or that give you a sense of loss of control. Wheel of Fortune comes out to say things can start to change, but you have to take back your feeling of power. Right? The instability that you are feeling is because you're focused outside of you. You're not blocked. Okay. I want to be very clear about this. You're not blocked. There's nothing in your energy that is blocked. It just has nowhere to go because your outward focus is not helpful. I don't know if you've been falling off your practices, like your meditation or whatever it is you normally do for yourself, or if you haven't been feeling like you have the time to take to spend on yourself. But friend, rest is just as productive as action. As a matter of fact, it tends to be more productive because it gives your body a chance to sort of recuperate things. So again, I want to just go through and remind you of your cards. All right, here we go. My guides are saying you need to have better judgment about where you are focused because you are literally manifesting a better life for yourself right now. But the disharmony that you are feeling is coming from being out of resonance with where you want to go. That means you're focused on things that make you feel like you don't. Trying to fix things or change things that are outside of your control will only serve to foster a sense of loss of control. So, Wheel of Fortune comes forward to say, let's make a change. Let's focus on something that feels better and get out of this feeling of instability, right? King of Pentacles is not necessarily about money only, but it is about stability, comfort, all those things. And it's asking you to get back on track, basically. Claire, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope that was helpful. I appreciate you very, very much. All right. Mary is up next. After Mary is Chantel. If I'm saying your name wrong, you guys, please correct me to the best of your ability. Mary, then Chantel, Amy, Stephanie, Jamie, and Letitia. Please remember too, just because the reading doesn't have your name on it doesn't mean it's not for you. Often we come into a room or step into a place where a reading is happening and it feels like it resonates and we're like, oh my gosh, that could be for me. Yes, it could be for you. So instead of telling yourself it's not because I didn't pay for it or whatever, if you're in the right place at the right time, maybe that's the easiest way for Source to reach you, friends. So just keep that in mind. Hello, Chantel. I see you. All right, Chantel. So they're showing me the first thing I'm seeing, the first image I see is hands with clay in them, like sitting at a potter's wheel. And the wheel is spinning and the clay is being shaped and formed. This feels like something that you're working on that's in the process of becoming. Okay. It's in the process of becoming. It feels like it is taking a little bit of work and perhaps there's been some frustration around it. I started, it didn't work. I started, it didn't work. I tried again, something like that. They're showing me a feeling of frustration. Literally the image I'm getting is like when you're making something on a pottery wheel and it sort of falls over. That feeling of frustration, I need to start again. Whatever this is has a very physical sense to it. It is a physical type of manifestation, but it's handheld. So it's not, doesn't feel like a big boom manifestation, something smaller, something more personal feeling, something that feels, I have a lot of pride. So this must be something you are physically making or doing yourself that feels like it has some frustration built up in it. My guides are asking you to keep working on it. Don't stop. Just because things are getting a little frustrated. Each redirection is trying to show you a piece of it that wasn't quite aligned with where you want to go. Again, I have to tell you, this feels like an incredibly physical manifestation of some kind. I'm trying to make something. They're showing me clay, but it's in my hands. Like I'm physically shaping this. That feels important. There's a feeling of just keep going. Don't stop. Even if there are some things that aren't lining up and that are causing frustration, my guides are asking you, don't walk away from it. Just take a break or come back or reset or whatever you need to do. But there's a lot of momentum behind this and you are building it more and more. They're just asking you not to give up on whatever it is. And it doesn't feel like something that's in the forefront of everything. Maybe it's in the background a little bit. Like if you've decided you want to work for yourself, but right now you're working for someone else and you're trying to figure out how to do that. It's something like that. It's in the background, but it has a lot of momentum for it. And that's really, really good. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. First of all, Mary, the first thing they want to say is that you are headed into a brand new horizon. This requires you to step outside of your comfort zone and go and do things that you've never done before. This can make us feel a little unsteady or unsure of what we're doing. Notice the water in this picture. Water is part of the emotional emotional component of things, letting me know there's some emotion that comes with this. A lot of frustration feels like it's coming up with it. But friend, you are literally creating something so that you can walk into the brighter future that you want for you. They're asking you to get back into balance with this. It feels as though, again, the frustration has thrown off the resonance a little bit. So they're asking you to that. All right. My guides want you to Chantel, I'm reading for Chantel. Okay, I got to stop for a second. I accidentally started reading for Chantel because she did her smiley face. So this is Chantel, and then I'll do Mary. Mary, I am so sorry. I did not even realize I did that. That's why I asked you guys to say it that way, and then I didn't see it. I am so sorry. Chantel, this is for you. Please, please pay attention. It's something you're working on in the background, okay? This opens you up to a joyful bliss. This is the Fool card telling me that you're starting on a new journey. I'll go over your cards again, I promise. I'm so sorry, but I pinned her. That's where I focused. I'm so sorry, okay? My guides tell me that this leads to a feeling of joyous occasion and celebration, but you have to let go of the perfection idea. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be a perfect time. Perfect implies it's done. It's not going to be done because it's constantly expanding. So you have to let go of that, and that will help the frustration. So just to remind you, you're moving towards a new horizon somewhere you've never been before. This is going to have a lot of emotion tangled up in it, but it is a brighter future that's coming forward. They're asking you to stay balanced in your process as you step out onto this new journey because it takes you to a joyful occasion while you release the frustration that you've been working on. No problem, Chantel. That was my mistake. I apologize. Chantel, thank you. Mary, I am so sorry that happened. That was my fault completely. I'm very sorry, but I'm focused now. I'm here. Chantel, thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope it was helpful. Good morning, Mary. I am so sorry for the confusion on my end. It happens, you know? But there you go, Chantel. All right, Mary, I just want to make sure that you're ready before I start. I feel a little thrown off, so I'm going to give myself a second here. Again, that was 100% my fault. That was 100% my fault. I apologize. I take full responsibility. I will do better. I'm sorry. Mary, I got you pinned now. Mo Peaches ATL. Does that mean Atlanta? Ooh, that heat. All right. All right, Mary. I just want to make sure that you're ready before I begin. So if you don't mind, just let me know. Okay, got it. All right, Mary, here we go. Do me a favor, take a nice big deep breath in all the way down and release. Drop those shoulders, and please give me permission to have access to your energy. All right. So Mary, the first thing I see with your energy is the color pink. It is a beautiful baby blanket color pink. Pink is the color of the high heart. This is the chakra in between the throat and the heart. This is where empathy lives. Your empathy is massive right now. It is overflowing its banks. It's spilling over the sides. It has a feeling of heat to it, as if there's a lot of energy in there, like it has a lot of movement to it. So I can't pinpoint if it's sorrow or what it is, but it's definitely empathy. And it feels as though I'm observing something or involved in something that is making me feel, I don't know the word. I feel like I'm observing, feels like family. Okay. So it feels like I'm observing something in my family or someone I consider to be family. And it feels like I can't help them or change it. I feel at a loss for something, as if I want them to hear what I'm saying, but it feels deaf-eared. It's falling on deaf ears are the words I'm hearing. This has caused your empathy to really get inflamed, for lack of a better way to explain it. And it's informing everything, which, it's not bad, but it's a little too turned up, right? So there's this feeling of wanting you to remember that all you can do is offer help. You cannot make anyone take help. Offering it the best you can with an open heart is the best thing you can do. If they are unwilling to listen, then sometimes the best thing you can do is just lead by example. And I know that can be difficult. I really feel like this feels like someone I very much care about. Boy, it feels like someone I very much care about. And I know, it's like I know looking at the situation that there's a solution. The person in the situation is either so in their head about it or so trapped in it that they can't see a way out or they don't understand a way out. And I feel like I'm trying and trying and trying to help them, but they're not willing to take the help for some reason, or they're unable to take the help. And there's a sadness and frustration and all kinds of emotions on my end looking at the reflection of them. And the thing I'm seeing is the more you push, the more frustrated you're going to be. So there's a feeling of wanting to simply lead by example rather than trying to like put it on them. You know what I mean? This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are saying you've done enough self-sacrifice with this. That the time of putting yourself last is come to an end, that whatever's going on with this, that they are trapped in some sort of manipulation. And this doesn't mean someone else manipulating them necessarily, can, but not always. But it feels like they are and don't recognize that they can get out of it. So there's this feeling of wanting you to understand you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. So instead, you to focus on your spiritual path, to lead by example. And what happens is they will come around and they will see this. But in order to do this, they're going to have to walk through some deeply held beliefs or something. It's like the imagery I'm getting is of holding the hand of someone walking through fire. I'm not in fire, but they are, right? There's a lot going on there. My guides want you to understand that they are avoiding doing something rather than wanting to work on it. And while you are putting in all the work, they are not. So there's this feeling of walking away from this long enough to allow them to recognize that they need some help or that they're willing to have it. What happens then is inner strength that you display helps lead them out of the darkness. Boy, Mary, that was so specific. I rarely get readings like that, so it must have been important. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, give it a minute because it'll come through. This feels really, really strong, and they're telling me you've got to stop sacrificing yourself, that this person is stuck in a state of manipulation. The best thing you can do is follow your spiritual path, lead by example. They will see this, but then they have to go through fire to get there. They are avoiding dealing with something that's going to take a lot of work. And so now they're stuck in apathy and you're getting drawn down into it. Instead, you're asked to embrace your inner strength. Okay. I know. I as soon as I said that, I was like, she doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, give it a minute, give it some time, because whoever this is someone you care about very much in your environment. And it feels like they're stuck or they're unable to see beyond something. And it's bringing them down and it's reflecting in you. And there's this sense of apathy. I want to help them, but I can't. And your emotion is so huge on this that it's coloring everything that you're looking at. And I know that it sounds really strange, but it's really clear in your energy. So I just give it a little bit and see what comes up. Okay. All right. Mary, thank you. I appreciate you. That was a very unexpected reading. I rarely get readings like that. So but thank you. Yes, do me a favor and go out and like the live. It does help, okay? I got to figure out how to fix my camera. If anyone knows how to change the camera, it's mirrored on my YouTube. If anyone knows how to fix that, let me know. Okay. All right, Amy, you are up next. Come on down. Amy is next. Then Stephanie, Jamie, and Letitia. List is open, you guys. I'm here and I'm ready. Grand Rising from Texas. Grand Rising from Texas. All right, Amy, come on down and say hello. I am excited to read for you. You're on fire. Yeah. Movement of energy produces heat, my friends. Remember that. When you boil water, it produces heat. That's why it's boiling, right? The molecules are moving faster. When we connect and I do a reading, a lot of times people feel it physically as heat through their body. It's the movement of energy. You're moving your energy in response to our conversation. That is a wonderful thing. All right, Amy, come on down. Amy is up next, followed by Stephanie, Jamie, and Letitia. Hi, Amy. I see you. You have a lot of yellow. Okay. Okay, Dan. All right, Amy, as I look at you, the very first thing I see is yellow, followed immediately by a sunrise. I know it looks like I'm not looking at you, but I'm looking at your name over here. I see a lot of yellow followed immediately by a sunrise. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus. A sunrise indicates the beginning of something new. Solar plexus is the home of creative expression and authenticity, right? Jennifer, I see you. So the thing to remember here, the more you allow yourself to express genuinely who you are, the more creative you are, the more creative you are, the more you feel like expressing yourself genuinely. You are in a cycle here where things are starting to speed up in that solar plexus. There's an idea or something that's been rolling around in there for a little bit that's starting to gain some momentum, and the sunrise indicates the beginning of something new. I feel like this is not unexpected. This doesn't come out of left field, but it almost feels like it does. So it's one of those things where I always wanted that to happen, but I didn't expect it to. And then suddenly it happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, it happened. It's one of those things. This feels like something that started out like a little kernel of something, a little nugget of something. And as you move forward, it gets bigger and bigger. But because you don't have any resistance around it, because you're not trying too hard to make it happen, because there's no resistance around it, it's really starting to gain momentum. The solar plexus is super active for you. If you've been getting indigestion or anything like that, that would be why. The best thing you can do for yourself is indulge your creativity, whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to have an end goal. I want to be very clear about that. When you sit down and embrace your creativity, you're embracing the energy of alignment and movement and all that stuff. It doesn't have to create a Picasso painting. It doesn't have to create a lyrics for songs. It doesn't have to do any of that. You're just trying to get the momentum going. Whatever this idea is, that it feels like it has a tangible result to it, physical, tangible result, it is just getting started. The sunrise is just breaking the horizon, but it has a lot of excitement and a lot of momentum with it. So whatever this is, it's a very good idea, but don't rush it and don't get too tangled up in your head if it has to look this way, has to feel this way. No, allow it to unfold and become what it is. This feels like something that is not a nice natural progression of energy, not a big giant leap in any direction, right? So this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything I have already said. Amy, my guides want you to understand that there is a partnership that comes forward that helps you with this, right? It's as if you have the idea, but it's not quite in place. I don't know how to make it work. There's someone or something that comes forward in a partnership manner that helps you to step into whatever this idea is. They are telling me it's going to take some work, but reminding you that you're the one driving the car, right? You're the one driving the car. So remember that whatever you are focused on or whatever it is that you're working towards is the direction that you're going. My guides are telling me that there is a tower moment coming up, and this feels like the recognition that I don't have to do this by myself, reflecting back on the partnership card, the very first card you got. This is not something you have to do by yourself. And when this partnership comes forward, it brings with it a sense of resolution, as well as a sense of inner peace. Friend, this is fantastic. They want you to understand that the Wheel of Fortune has spun around and started to face in your direction. And the restlessness that you are feeling is only because, look at the sun in that picture. I know this goes the other way, but the restlessness that you're feeling is only because you're closer to where you're going than where you are. So again, a feeling of an idea that's rolling around in that solar plexus has a lot of creativity to it, excitement and momentum. Feels like it's either not working out or something, it's not going fast enough. There's a partnership that comes forward. I don't know that it's specifically a person. It could be like an organization. It's something that comes forward to help boost you in a way that brings it into fruition, so to speak. But remember, you're the one with the idea and you're the one driving the car. So don't change your idea just because someone came along to help you. It's still your idea. Okay. Oh, your sister. Your sister. There it is. All right. I love that. I love that, Mary. All right. Amy, thank you so much for allowing me to read for that. I appreciate you That was awesome. You guys, make sure you are live. Make sure that you are caught up on the stream and that you are live. All right. Make sure that you're live. Because I'm seeing Mary's comments, but they're delayed. So I don't know that she's live. So now that I'm seeing her comments, she says validation, her sister, she needed this. Okay, so we're good now. Stephanie, hello, I see you. Amy, thank you again so much for allowing me to read for you. Please make sure you guys are live, all right? To make sure that you have caught up, that the line is all the way across, right? Stephanie. There's a book. I keep seeing a book. Hold on. Keep seeing a book. It's really interesting. So the imagery, the first images that I'm getting, okay, Stephanie, as I come into your energy, is I see a book. It's laying on a table and it's open off to the side. There's a computer, or I'm dating myself. It looks like a typewriter sitting here, and there's someone, standing behind the person, okay, sitting at the desk, and they're typing like this, furiously moving their fingers, like blah, blah, blah. And it feels like direct information, not like I have an idea, I'm going to write it down. More like I sat down, opened my crown, and boom, this is what comes out. I don't know if you're stepping into channeling, if you're stepping into angel writing, if you're stepping in something like that. I see a book off to the side. The book off to the side feels like something I learned from, or a text of some kind. It doesn't feel like a novel. It feels like a text, like a book of magic or something that I was reading. But sitting at the desk, I'm typing furiously some kind of information that I feel is just flowing through me like water. There's a lot of good information in here. I feel like there's a filter on the water right now. Friend, okay, listen. Stephanie, my guides, I feel like are trying to point out to you that you have the ability to direct channel. That I think a lot of people get in their heads about what channeling looks like because we look at people like Bashar and Esther Hicks and we think that's the only way channeling happens, but it doesn't. Conscious channeling, direct channeling is very real. I do it all the time. I'm doing it right now, and it happens a lot, but there's a filter over yours as if you are filtering things through it through your own lens, right? Instead of allowing it to free flow, it's like I allow it to free flow and then I go back and I spell check and I grammar correct and I rearrange things. And then I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. There's a feeling of you're over processing the information. And I hope that makes sense because I don't know how else to say that. What my guides are pushing is it doesn't require thought. It just requires ability or openness. So you want to sit down and open up and allow this to flow through you easily. I do feel like there's a lot of very good information that comes through, but I also feel like there's some sort of, I hate to say imposter syndrome because it doesn't feel like it belongs to you. It feels like someone outside of you, perhaps telling you, well, that can't be true, or that's not real, or whatever. And you're like, okay, yeah, it's not. No, that's not. No, we're not playing that game. You don't have to share what you receive with absolutely anybody until you are 100% sure that no matter what they say, you are going to still believe what you received. They don't have to believe you. You do. And if you don't, you're going to stop receiving, right? It's like, why would I keep giving you something that you're not going to use, right? So there's this feeling of wanting you to tap into that. I don't know how you do it. For me, probably the reason they're showing me someone typing is because the way I channel most clearly is when I sit down and just open and type, right? So I get so much information when I do that. I don't know if they're asking you to do it that way or not, but something like that. All right. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Stephanie, my guides are saying you are receiving a lot of information. They are asking you not to change the information because someone else is unwilling to accept or hear it. You are literally walking into a brand new horizon, starting something new that has a lot of emotion in it. Okay. This can make us feel unstable and weird on our feet. My guides tell me that this is bringing you to a state of liberation, but you have to let go of the ropes that you have wrapped wrapped around yourself. Friend, this card is very reflective of the feeling of the screen, of holding back on things. That's what this looks like. You've wrapped a rope around yourself. They're asking you to let go of that rope and just embrace everything that's being brought to you. My guides tell me this opens you up to seeing the world through the rose-colored glasses that you came here to see it with, and ties up some loose karmic ends that you are learning. Remembering, of course, that karma is not about punishment, it's about balance. So you are learning to step into confidence in what you're receiving on your own rather than needing someone else to teach you this. And that's a big karmic lesson for a lot of us. In return, this opens you up to a brand new beginning, perhaps putting you in the spotlight for the first time ever. My guides are asking you to stay out of your head about this. You overthink it. You put too much work into it, okay? My guides are telling me that the path is opening for you. This is the Fool saying a whole new journey is about to come forward. But remember, the Fool is naive and just takes things at its word. That's what you're being asked to do. Not only does this lead to a feeling of self-sufficiency, but it also leads to a feeling of joyous occasion and celebration. I did it. Ownership, excitement, coming home, belonging, all the stuff, Stephanie. All the stuff. Stephanie, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. What does that say? Patricia says, don't change my idea to cater to an offer of help. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Stephanie says, oh my goodness, I am just recently beginning to find out that I'm able to channel. I've done it through writing in my journal. I'm definitely an overthinker. Yes, girl, do you see how aligned that message was? Friend, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Just let it flow. Let it flow. You're overthinking it. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you very, very much. Jamie, you are up next. So here's the list. Jamie is next, followed by Letitia and Jennifer. There are lots of spots available on the list. I'm still got an hour and 15 minutes. So if you want a reading, readings are only $25 US. Good morning, Jamie. I see you. Payable via Venmo or PayPal. Please do not send payment through YouTube. Unfortunately, I know it's easy, but I'd have to jack the price up so high that it would make it ridiculous because they take half the proceeds of that. I do appreciate gifts through YouTube. Don't get me wrong. If you want to gift me, I will happily take it. Not necessary unless you want to. My goal is to get my passive income on YouTube through ad revenue up to a point that I can do these readings for free for you guys. So the more you share and watch my videos, the closer we get to that. I'm a bit away from it at this moment, but we can get there. All right, Jamie, I'm excited to read for you. How's my mic? You guys know I fight with this thing all the time, right? I fight with it. All right, Jamie. I'm very excited to read for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. Hi, Elisa. Jamie, you got sparkles in your energy. Okay, then. Blue sparkly energy, 2 different colors of blue and lots of sparkles. All right, so let's get into it. So sparkles immediately indicate a feeling of magic. That doesn't mean, so magic is perspective, right? That tells me that there's something going on in your life or about to happen in your life that will feel magical to you, as if pieces clicking into place that you've been working on for a long time. There's 2 different color blues in your energy, the blue of the third eye and the blue of the throat. The throat is not as big as the third eye, which tells me it's not fully to fruition just yet, but it is like I feel like I'm looking at the start of a manifestation of some kind, a physical manifestation, something definitely outside of you, something tangible that you can feel. This feels like it has a lot of excitement behind it, and it feels like a surprise. Okay. This doesn't, I say surprise, but not a surprise. It feels magical is what it feels like, as if things just somehow align themselves in such a way that all the dominoes fall perfectly in the direction you want them to. Dinah, I see you. Right? So this feels like it's coming relatively soon too. It's really active in your energy. So the throat is the bridge between the inner and outer worlds. It is our inspired action that creates manifestation. This is not as bright as this, it's not as bright as this. The third eye is super bright, super projected, meaning that you've received or are in the midst of receiving all the directions, instructions. They're showing me like, they're literally showing me like IKEA set of directions, right? You're receiving all the directions or whatever, the downloads, whatever you want to call it. That's what's being integrated right now. The throat is starting to become more and more active. Pay attention to your little inspirations, your little instincts. Oh, I should go to the library. for some reason. Oh, I should go here. Oh, I should go there. Oh, I should text this person. Pay attention to those little things, because as you start to manifest whatever this thing is that feels magical, it is through those little tiny inspired actions that it's going to bring it forward. Okay. And this, again, feels relatively soon, and it feels very physical in nature, as if it's something tangible. Okay. So, what my guides have to say, in addition to everything else I've already said: number one, they want you to understand you are walking into a new beginning, friend. I'm super excited for you. Very happy about this. Putting yourself in the spotlight, maybe for the first time ever. Also, you're bringing yourself back into balance. Whatever this is brings back a sense of balance to your energy, as well as a sense of accomplishment, victory. I did it. Yay, me. I did it. Right? That's all important. What my guides are wanting you to remember, though, is you have to have some compassion for yourself as you're moving through this, and to not get too tangled up in the feeling of it has to happen immediately. My guides are also telling me that you have all the pieces that you need to bring this forward, as if you have all the support in the area around you that you need. And it brings with it a sense of abundance. This is a feeling of having and receiving everything I need when I need it. They're asking for your patience, because, like I said, this is little things coming forward until whatever this manifestation is. So they're asking you to follow those manifestations, those little ideas, as much as possible, because that's literally what's leading you to the dreams and desires that you have. Your dreams and desires are much closer at hand. So, again, walking into a new beginning that brings back a sense of balance. This leads to a victory. I did this, yay me. But they're asking you, in the meantime, passion for yourself and follow through on those little inspirations you receive, remembering that you have all the support you need from around you for whatever this is, and it's bringing with it a sense of abundance for you and those you care about. Doesn't mean you're going to win the lottery, but it means you'll have what you need when you need it. They're asking you to have patience during this process as you reach fully for those dreams and desires that you have. Whew. Jamie, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful. Thank you, Chantel. All right. Jamie, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, watering those golden seeds. Absolutely. That's a perfect analogy. That's exactly what it is. I love that. All right. Letitia, you are up. Letitia is up next, and Jennifer is up after that. And then Dinah, I don't know if it's Dinah or Dina. You're up after that. Okay, Dina, are you like royalty? I recognize that last name. Yes, Wade, you are 100% correct. We all need to be bridge builders, not bridge burners. Absolutely. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Letitia, there you are. Tisha, I got you. Tisha, let me write that down. All right, Tisha. Sorry for calling you Letitia. I apologize. All right, Tisha. You have a lot of blue in your energy too. Yours is a lot of light blue, powder blue. That's the color of the throat, my friend. Lee, I see you. That's the color of your throat. Your throat is hella active, Tish. What the heck are you working on? This, excuse me. It's so active that it was like, Tish, there's some sort of manifestation physically right at the threshold. It's right there. It's right there. I feel like if you were to cough, it could come up. This again feels like a very physical manifestation of some kind. It feels like it's taken a lot of work. It feels like it's taken a long time. They're showing me a long timeline, right? Like I've been working towards trying or something. Melissa, I got you. I see you. Like you're working towards something, or you've been working towards something for a long time that you've been struggling to get to work out or something like that. This is right on the edge, my friend. It is literally right there. As soon as I tapped into your energy, I felt I had this come up. And for me, that is an opening of the throat, like it's ready. Pay attention to the small little opportunities that may not normally register for you. Someone inviting you somewhere, someone asking you to come have a meal with them, or something like that. You're right at the edge of some sort of, it feels like a major manifestation with a physical component. They're showing me a building with it. So this can be changing a job. It can be moving physically to a new location. Could be both, could be either. It could be something else, but they keep showing me a building. So the building usually represents something like a job or a house or a school. And they're showing me a long timeline as if this is something you've either wanted or been working on for a while, and things are finally starting to line up for it. It feels like maybe you walked away from it and then came back or something for a while, and now you're back. So not sure. But Tisha, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Number one, they want you to understand that, friend, you're about to embark on a journey. You get the Fool card first, letting you know that you are setting out on a new journey. The Fool is not stupid, but it is naive and open to any possibility out there. They're asking you to be like the Fool. Have an open heart as you take these steps. You are literally walking into a brighter future for yourself that you have created. The butterflies signify transformation, okay? This is a sign of progress in the work that you've been doing. Can we just get a hella on the confirmation on this? Friend, there is so much potential in this energy that stepping outside of your comfort zone is going to be the best thing for you. Literally, like this picture, you're standing right at the edge of whatever this manifestation represents. The world is at your feet. So as this comes forward, it's not about effort. It's about allow. Be very mindful that you don't get trapped up here with that. It's not about effort. It's about allow, okay? Follow those inspirations to the best of your ability because it is fostering a sense of inner peace and bringing together all the components you need to be successful. Friend, I cannot be more happy for you. Tisha, you are starting out on a journey of a brighter future. This is the result of progress that you have made in your energy, and you're right on the edge of it. The world is literally at your feet. You're being asked to follow your inspiration, which will lead to a sense of inner peace and the recognition that you have all the pieces you need to make this happen already in your hand, basically. Girl. Okay, then. PJ, I see you. Okay, then. Tisha. Girl, you on fire. Tisha, thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, bring it, baby. That's the attitude we should all have. Bring it. Bring it. Whoo! Heat coming in. Huh. You guys, just a reminder, the channel's chair is February 20th. It is not a place for personal readings, but if you have questions about the universe, anything, we don't talk about it all. As a matter of fact, I am putting out it's not coming out until March, but I have a new series on Patreon that I just finished writing today, a whole series on the Gnostic text. Each of the popular books, there are 52 books, so I only picked like five of the most popular books, and I summarize them for you and what they mean, what they're about. It's coming out on my Patreon channel starting in March. Every Wednesday, you get an article on my Patreon channel connecting science and spirituality. It's a great place to learn. All right. It could be relevant to you too. All right, Jennifer, you are up next. So Jennifer is next, followed by Dina, and then Lee. Melissa, I know you're in here. And then PJ. Hi, Jennifer. I see you, friend. Also, you guys, make sure you are live. Make sure you're not stuck in the back. Jennifer. Wow. So Jennifer, the first thing I saw when I looked at your energy is I see someone standing at the top of a very snowy hill, and they're in a snowsuit, and they're all it's like a kid that's super excited. I'm going sledding, and standing at the top of the hill, and you've got your sled and you're about to take off. This is a super steep hill, man. This has got a lot of momentum to it. Things are about to start moving very, very quickly for you. There's a lot of excitement in this. When I look at the child in the picture, they are not scared in any way. No fear. This is excitement for sure. No fear. There is a feeling of, I can't wait to do this. There's a feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All this is in this energy. The child is interesting. I'm curious why I'm being shown a child and not an adult. Perhaps this is something that your inner child has wanted for a long time or has something to do with your inner child. I can't put my finger on it. Don't know for sure, but I can tell you that they're showing me as a child and not an adult. Standing at a hill, things are about to start moving very, very quickly. There's a lot of excitement in this, but just like a normal kid, right? You start going down the hill and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, I don't know if I want to do this. You're going to be fine. Listen to me when I tell you, you're going to be fine. Okay. Things are going to start moving very quickly in a direction that you want to go. You made this choice. You get on the sled. You're taking off. I think things are going to move quicker than you think they are. And that's going to bring up a feeling of discomfort. Oh my gosh, can I really do this? Oh my gosh, can I really do this? Yes. Yes. Yes, you can. There is no reason for you at all to think you cannot. And my guides are asking you to trust that you wouldn't have found yourself in a place like that if you weren't ready for it. Friend, whatever it is, it feels very exciting. All right, Jennifer, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. My guides want you to know that what's coming forward is a sense of victory. You did it. Friend, you did this. This is you. This is you shaping your world. They want you to know that the King of Pentacles during this process has got your back. That means that reliability is on your side. Stability is on your side. As you start racing through these changes and they start going really quickly, be careful that you don't get in your head and tell yourself you can't do it because it's going too fast. You would not be where you are if you were not ready for it. Hear me when I say it. My guides are asking you to embrace your creativity because this is going to be your leading factor and to focus on the positivity. I'm so glad I'm on the sled and not on my face on the snow or whatever. You do a good job nurturing others, but perhaps it's time to put a little bit of that focus back on you. That card comes up a lot when there's a lot of outgoing energy and not a lot of replenishment. If you're coming up to a fast moving manifestation, you're going to need your energy, girl. You're going to need your energy, girl. So please get into that state. Allow yourself to build that up and replenish yourself. My guides want you to know your dreams and desires are very close at hand, but be careful because going fast can have consequences of making you feel like you can't handle it. Quite the contrary. The world is quite literally at your feet and calling you forward. They're just asking you to trust that even when it feels like it's out of control, it's going so fast, I cannot stop it. It's going in the right direction and you started it. So trust that you put things into motion in the right way. Allow them to unfold, even if some of the parts of this manifestation are a little less, not exactly what you may have pictured. It's still fantastic. So the big thing here, Jennifer, I really have to say this. The big thing here is the momentum behind this. This is a fast moving something. It feels like I'm standing on the hill and I'm looking at the bottom. And as soon as I step onto that sled, it's like in Christmas Vacation, pew, gone, right? So fast. So just be mindful that you don't get in your head because things start moving quickly. You're going to be fine. And I don't know that this is a physical manifestation. It could be something internal because I'm not seeing anything outside of self. This could be the development of a connection. People call them gifts. I don't like to call it a gift because it makes it feel like you have to earn it, right? It's a connection. It's the development of a connection. A clair of some kind feels like maybe it's something to do with that, but it has a lot of momentum that once you start tapping in, it just pulls you along for the ride and off you go, right? Well, thank you, Jennifer Pepperson. All right. Jennifer, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Exactly what I needed to hear. The dreams of my inner child have seemed out of reach. Girl, they are not. And it's definitely a child that they're showing me, and things are about to get crazy. So buckle in. You're in for a ride. It's going to be fun, though. All right, Dina, you are up next. After Dina is Lee, then Melissa, and then PJ. If you have sent a payment and I did not call your name, please make sure you tag Whitney and let her know. If you would like a reading, there are still 7 spots available. There are still 7 spots available. So if you would like a reading, there are plenty of them. Well, Jeff, you know where to find me. All right. Oh, for sure. A lot of inner child work is happening. Absolutely. All right. Dina, come on down and say hello. You are up next. I'm super excited to read for you. After Dina is Lee. I don't know if it's Dina or Dinah. Please correct me. I don't know which one it is. I couldn't decide if I could trust you or not. And then I saw a vision of you giving up on me and closing a door. When I woke up, I didn't see you on YouTube. Friend, I'm not trying to convince you to trust me. I'm not going to change anything I'm saying. I'm simply here to offer what I have to offer. You can take it or leave it. I'm not going to change what I'm saying because you don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never personally leaving anybody. TikTok has forced me off of TikTok. So I don't know how to feel about what you said, but I don't necessarily care if you trust me or not. Just how it is. All right. Dina or Dinah, you are up next. Come on down and say hello. Please say this is Dinah or this is Dina so I know who you are. Lee is up after that, then Melissa and PJ. There you are. Tina, Dina. Okay. I got you. I love it. All right, Dina. Thank you so much for telling me how to pronounce that. I appreciate it. Dina, I am so excited to read for you. You're like okay. So the first thing I see when I look at your energy is a pair of eyes, and the eyes are super clear, as if I see everything. Okay. I am getting this vision, this imagery of someone who's observing everything. Dina, what I feel like when I look at you immediately is you are really, really smart. You're very smart, but I think you get underestimated a lot because you don't interject into things, or it's almost like I am confident in myself. And so I'm not going to argue with someone who chooses not to believe, kind of like the conversation I was literally just having. But this feels like it applies to all of your life. It feels like you're a keen observer and there's sharp vision with this, as if you see everything, almost like you see beneath the layers of things or underneath the layers of people. And my guides are kind of really pushing this as this is a tool that you have in your toolbox. And for some reason, it's like you push it to the side or you talk yourself out of it. Also, I feel like you're very underestimated by people around you or organizations around you, or maybe both. They keep showing me this very sharp edge, as if you're super sharp, like you're super smart and underestimated, as if you haven't been able to fully embrace all that is there for you or all that's offered to you. Friend, those people who underestimated you, boy, I feel bad for them. You have a lot of really big energy, especially down in your root. Sometimes this can make it so that people react to you in a certain way because as it tends to be a reflection. Someone like you whose energy is very smart and observational can see through other people's bullshit. Forgive my words. You can see through it. And sometimes people don't like that. And so when you have interactions, you can have good intentions of trying to tell them, hey, you're being a jerk, and they get all butthurt about it and they walk away. That has nothing to do with you. While it is important to be mindful, obviously, of the things that we say and to be caring about how we present these things, what you're picking up on is right. It's 100% correct. There's no reason for you to second guess yourself in any of this, okay? There is a huge energy that's all in your space that is showing me that you are incredibly smart, you are very underestimated, and that if you were to embrace this piece of you, there's no stopping you. There is no stopping you. Your bullshit meter is on 10,000. You can tell immediately from any interaction you have with someone. And this is super helpful in the business world or in life in general. And I really feel like you tone it down or you talk yourself out of it because you feel like you need to be nice to someone or you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm a huge fan, give people the benefit of the doubt, but believe them the first time, right? And I feel like you pick up on this a lot from people, and yet you tone it back or pull it back from yourself. And I want you to just trust what you're receiving because you're correct, all right? This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are acknowledging that there's probably a lot of disappointment in you watching a lot of things because you have such clarity when observing the space. My guides are saying there's a lot of disappointment that comes up. I'm disappointed in this, I'm disappointed in this, and disappointed in this. It's very easy to get trapped in that thought, and that's a spiral that'll pull you down. So instead of focusing on the clashed interests around you, my guides are asking you to embrace the expansion that's being offered on the other side. This is the embracing of your intelligence. This is the standing up and being who you are. This is stepping out of apathy. This is not letting other people tell me that I can't do something because they can't understand the way I think about it. You may have a little bit of neurospiciness in there, like the rest of us, which is super awesome. My guides want to confirm for you that you have a very strong connection to your higher self, and there is no reason for you to doubt that whatsoever, that you are the one driving this car. And as you set out on this new adventure, whatever this looks like for you, they're asking you to trust yourself, trust your intellect. You're very, very smart, and you have such good observational skills. Like, you're picking up on all the energy of people around you. Trust it, trust it, trust it. This leads to a sense of victory, and it also leads to a sense of having everything you need when you need it. Okay. So again, just to remind you, Dina, my guides are saying, because you're so smart and so good at like observing everything, there's a lot of disappointment in your energy because of, the world. My guides are just asking you to not spend too much time on those things and allow yourself to step into the expansion that comes with all these brains you have. This will pull you out of a sense of apathy and help remind you of your connection to your higher self. You are the one driving this car. And as you step out on a new journey, they're asking you to embrace all of your intellect, all of your knowledge, all of your information, all of your intuitions, all of it. This leads to a sense of victory and having all the things you need to feel supported in the moment. Dina, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lock Substar, I misunderstood you. Well, I mean, I hope that what you're hearing resonates. Just as a statement for everyone, I'm not trying to prove myself to anybody. I'm going to offer to you what I have to say. And, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to do this. And it makes me feel so joyful. And if I can provide some information or some guidance to help you, I'm absolutely on board with that. But I'm not going to spend my time trying to convince you. You know what I mean? That's all I was trying to get at. All right. Local superstar. Love it. You should be you are a local superstar, right? All right, Lee, you are up next. After Lee is Melissa, then PJ, then Rita. Hi, Lisa. I do still have room. I have 5 spots left. So Lee is up now, followed by Melissa, PJ, Rita, and Daniela. Highly sensitive. I get it. I don't leave my house. Mostly because I feel everything. I feel absolutely everything. I was telling somebody I went to a bowling alley the other day, and it was bad. Hi, Erin. My name is pronounced Leah. Okay, thank you. Let me write that down. I'm wondering if my guides have any guidance for my marriage today, but if the timing isn't right for me to receive that information, I'm okay with that. Well, let's see what's coming out. Okay, let's just see what comes out. I'm not going to argue with you. Local superstar, why are you goading me? All right, Leah, here we go. So you have a question about your marriage specifically. So I'm going to pull cards and see what comes out with that. You have a lot of activity in your root. Surprisingly, I kind of expected to see it more in the heart, but I see it more in the root. The root makes sense, though, because that's the home of your worldview. It's the lens through which you see everything. It feels unstable. Obviously, you're going through some stuff, but that's the thing that shows up the most, more than the heart. I would have expected heart here. Also, throat is really active, but stunted. Active, but stunted. Lindsay, I see you. As if you have something to say, but you hold back on it or something like that. All right. So the first card out for you is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is about frustration. They're acknowledging your frustration, followed by the Hermit, which is isolation. So if this is what your marriage is making you feel like, then they're acknowledging that this is what's going on. The next card that comes out for you is they're saying you're very in your head about this, that you're overthinking the process or overthinking something, as if you are picturing more of a I almost feel like saying it's not going to be as hard as you think it is, but I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know exactly what they're trying to say. I just feel like you're in your head about it. You're overthinking it too much. The next card that comes out is belief. This is about allowing you to believe that there is something better for you and that you are worthy of that. Your intuition also comes out to tell you it's been talking to you for a long time about this. And your spiritual world comes out to let you know that all of these things are lining up. I am not here to tell you you should or should not leave your marriage. What I'm here to tell you is that you whatever your intuition has been telling you, for whatever reason, regardless if you're putting it off or not, your intuition is trying to remind you that it's been telling you what to do. It's just the outer world, it's the material world that's trying to change your mind. My guides are telling me that whatever this decision is, I feel like you've made a decision and you're holding back on going through with it. They want you to go through with it because it leads to a sense of joyous occasion. Okay. Rebecca, I see you. It leads to a sense of joyous occasion. Right? So this is what it looks like. Julie, I see you. I only have 2 spots left. Okay. This is what it says. If you're asking about your marriage, this is what it says. My guides are saying that there's a sense of frustration and isolation on where you are, and you're too in your head about what you're going to do next. They're asking you to believe your intuition that's been coming forward for you and take the path that your higher self has been trying to lead you down. This leads to a sense of victory and celebration. I'm not here to tell you to stay or go. I'm here to tell you that you already have been given information by your higher self that you are too in your head about. You're talking yourself out of it, probably because people around you are telling you to do something different. You have to listen to yourself or you're never going to be happy. You have to listen to yourself and what you decide or you're never going to be happy. Leah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you very, very much, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful, Leah. I know it's not, you should do this, you should do that, but my guides are never going to be like that because you have free will. They're trying to point out that you already know what you need to do. You already know, but you're pushing it back. You're pushing it back. You're pushing it back, or you're pushing it off. You're pushing it off. You're pushing it off. And they're telling me that you know the right answer, regardless if that's getting help in the marriage or getting out of the marriage. Either way, they're telling me that you know. You've just been not doing it, and it feels like because someone else is telling you not to or whatever, and that's not okay. Leah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right, Melissa is up. I know she's here. I don't know why she's blocked or whatever, but she's here. So we're going to go ahead and read for Melissa. After Melissa is PJ, then Rita, Daniela, Lindsay, Rebecca, and Julie. All right, Melissa. All right. So, Melissa, the first thing I see is some inner child, and I hear the word Missy. Excuse me. I don't know if you were ever called Missy or if they're saying Missy like little girl. But I'm seeing an inner child, and I'm seeing her kind of having a tantrum. And the tantrum is coming from being unable to discern or understand the big emotions that I'm experiencing. And it's like when a kid has an emotion that's way too big, they have a meltdown, right? And I'm seeing an inner child. They keep saying Missy, and Missy feels like she's melting down, as if I feel frustrated about a situation. I feel like I'm not being listened to. I feel like I'm fighting with somebody, and my inner child is just angry as hell. There's this feeling of this brings up old triggers. This brings up old environments. This brings up something old, a reminder, right? A reminder that, gosh, there's just this feeling of such an angry child, and it feels like something happening now, triggering the childhood, right? There may be some shadow work that needs to be done in there, but it feels like there's a big reaction to something that normally you wouldn't expect yourself to have a big reaction to. The big reaction is coming from the inner child wound that's bubbling up to the surface as you're tapping into whatever this is. It feels like something in your physical environment that's causing this, and it feels like I am not being heard, or I'm frustrated, angry, all of the above. And it's like a kid just standing there going, ah, and stamping their feet. That's what I'm seeing. And it feels really, really frustrating. So I am sorry that you're going through that, but I can clearly see that there's something going on with your inner child that needs a little bit of attention. And not that it's wrong or bad, but I think the reason it's coming to the surface now is because you're at a place where you can actually create a solution. That whatever this was in your childhood has been there a long time, but where you find yourself now, you're at a point where you can heal and move beyond whatever that is. And it feels specific to the idea of I'm not being heard and I'm frustrated, mad, and angry about it, right? This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Melissa, my guides are saying have discernment about who you are talking to or what you are sharing with people, because that feeling of you're not listening to me often comes from people who are unable to hear you because of where they are. So it's not that they are willfully trying to not listen, girl, but it's because they are in a place that they are unable to actually vibrationally connect in a way that makes them hear you. The focus on this is causing you to feel stuck, and it is bringing up a whole lot of consequences. The feeling in your energy like there's instability, and it's like an earthquake going on because it's like the eruption, right, coming up. This is what's happening. My guides are asking you to reach for the thing that helps you feel most enthusiastic. This is going to bring back a sense of inner peace as well as doing some inner child healing. They're acknowledging the hardship right now, but they're also saying you've gotten through a whole lot of stuff, and this is just you learning to heal part of yourself. This tells me that is in your head. You're in your head about this. You're overthinking things. You're having bigger reactions than you should because there's a trigger that's going off related to this. So they're asking you to get back to that piece that has been neglected. And as you address it, there is progress that comes forward in your energy. So you started out with stagnation and you end with progress, which is great. It's a sign of some kind of eruption coming to the surface. It feels related to childhood or something that you experienced in your childhood that is triggered by something going on around you right now in the environment. Hey, Bobos. And they want you to address it, friend. They really do. They want you to address it. Ooh, Melissa, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I know you're here. I just can't see you. I appreciate it very, very much. I don't know if it's Bobo or Boboso. Either way, I'm glad you're here. All right. PJ, you are up next. PJ is next, followed by Rita, Daniela, Lindsay, Rebecca, and Julie. I have 2 spots left. If you'd like one, it's a good time to get on the list. 2 spots. Julie. Okay. Let me write it down. Julie. So I don't mess that up. All right, Julie, I'm excited to read for you, my friend. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Ooh, you've been here. I don't know if you've ever had a reading with me before, but your energy, don't take this the wrong way. You have ancient energy. You've done this cycle a lot. Okay. You, my friend, the first thing I see with your energy, number one, the word is wisdom, not old, but wisdom. There is a sense of a lot of knowledge gained over many life experiences here on the earth plane in earth school. I feel like you took on a heavy karmic burden. Like you wanted to learn some kind of heavy lesson. And when you came here, you laid it all out for yourself. I also feel like I want to tell you that it's like there's a lot of karmic stuff that you were tying up. And again, just a reminder, karma is not about you were bad and you need to be punished. You didn't do something wrong. You're just learning the other side of something. So to give you an example, if you and I are in the same life experience together and you unalive me, that shows complete disregard for the value of my individual life. If we reincarnate together and I unalive you, now we have the same karma. There's nothing in there that's been fixed. It's just the same karma. So instead, you and I would reincarnate together and we would have some kind of relationship where you would be required to care for me unconditionally, a parent, a lover, or something like that. When I look at your energy, the wisdom and all the timelines coming together, you are tying up some dense karmic interests that you had coming here, but you've learned a significant amount through this. I feel very much, Julie, that whatever you decided to tap in with your spirituality, you can absolutely master if you just give yourself some time, because you've done everything, right? You've been done and experienced so many things. And because time is happening all at the same time, because remember, past lives are not you, Julie, making these decisions. It's like a twin making those decisions. Same parent, different person, right? But because time is happening all at the same time, this knowledge is shared across incarnations. Your higher self is constantly exchanging this knowledge and you have access to it. So whatever it is that you decided to do, if you decided you wanted to be a shaman with a little bit of work, you could absolutely be a shaman. If you decided that you wanted to be a channel, you could absolutely do that. When I look at your energy, it is full of information. It just feels as if it's behind a door. Like everything, like, okay, so the image I have now is like when you stuff everything in the closet, then you open the closet door and it all just falls out on the floor. Whatever you stuffed in that back door, whatever you stuffed in there, they're saying, open the door and let it out. Trust, trust, trust. Okay. Lots of connection, Julie. Lots and lots of connection. All right. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Can we just get confirmation? Look at this. First card out for you is karma. Friend, you are tying up a dense karmic lesson. I don't know what the lesson was, and I do have a sense that it wasn't exactly easy, that whatever it was had some pretty difficult aspects to it. However, I also feel like that it's given you a massive amount of knowledge, and that because of this knowledge, you could literally do anything you want with your spirituality. Whatever you decide to tap into, that's where you're going to have strength. I do feel like maybe you get a little bit in your way about things here and there, and they're asking you not to do that anymore. Okay. So the frustration that you feel, I don't know where it's coming from, but they tell me that the Wheel of Fortune is standing here and saying change is coming, and they're asking you to embrace all of this information and wisdom that you have. This may take a little bit of work on your end, like it may take reading a book or taking a class, but as you start to tap into it, the best version, the highest version of yourself starts to show through. And my friend, this is the next phase of your awakening experience. So again, I feel like you've done this incarnation here on Earth a bunch. You've been to Earth School a lot. You have a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding about things, and they are asking you to trust this, that when whatever you are drawn to, especially spiritually, whatever you are drawn to, you absolutely can tap into. It may take some reminding or a class or something, but you can absolutely tap into it because you have so many incarnations going through Earth School at once. Okay. Hey, there's two Julies in the room. I love it. Julie, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you, and I hope it was helpful. I hope you learn to trust yourself. You have so much connection. Like your book of life on Earth is super thick. It's like this thick. Most people I see are this thick. Yours is like this thick. I've done a lot of stuff. I've received a lot of knowledge. I've learned a lot of things. I've made a lot of mistakes. All the stuffs. Pretty amazing. Gosh, my solar plexus is on fire today. I keep having like burp, burp, burp. Whew. Rita, come on down, Rita. Rita's up next, followed by Daniela, Lindsay, Rebecca, and Julie. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. Hi, Rita. I'm assuming R Jane 4147 is Rita. I'm excited to read for you, friend. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you. Do you go by a different name, or do you prefer a different name? My chair is being weird. Just read it. Okay. All right, Rita. The first thing I see when I look at your energy was I saw the evil eye, not because you have an evil eye curse on you or anything like that, but the actual symbol of the blue with this like bullseye. There's a lot of mystical feel to your energy, as if. So let me back up. The imagery that I have coming into your energy, the first thing I saw was the evil eye. As I start to push into your energy, I feel like I'm coming into what looks like a cottage, right? This is a very common symbol that I see. This is the witch's cottage. I don't know if you've ever thought about being a witch, if you are a witch, how you identify, if you even know what that means. I don't know. But when I come into your energy, I see the evil eye and immediately see the cottage. To me, this is an indication of having a connection to some sort of witchcraft or witch wound, perhaps. And that should you choose to embrace this, there's a lot of tools that come with this. I see a lot of like healing herbs. Like I'm looking at around in the cottage, and there's these shelves with jars of herbs and stuff all over them. And it feels like just this very soft, easy flowing knowledge. I'm not trying hard. It feels like it's a sunny day outside. I'm not in a dark cottage. It feels like a green witch, for lack of a better way to explain it. Danette, I see you, and you are on the list. Feels like a green witch, for lack of a better way to explain it, but it has such a connection to nature and earth and healing and all of this. And it feels very etheric in nature. Feels a little put back. Cat, I see you. List is full, you guys. List is full for today. Feels a little pushed back, as if I'm not fully embracing it, or I'm holding it at arm's length almost. There's just this. Your energy has this very easy feel about it, like flow, and it feels connected to nature and witchcraft. I don't know how you feel about being a witch or any of that. I'm not trying to imply anything, but I am saying if you could perhaps allow yourself to step into some sort of nature healing, that I think it would be really beneficial for you and others, as if this is a natural knowledge you receive. I don't know if Ayurveda is something you've ever considered, but it's something like that. And I wish I could tell you exactly what it is. It's just very blurry. It's like trying to look through Vaseline. But Rita, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are acknowledging that there's a little bit of instability in your energy, or a feeling of dissension in your energy right now, but that's because you're being asked to reassess where you find yourself. There is a feeling that you are not embracing all of who you are. And my guides say that if you can allow yourself to embrace this piece of you, that it brings up a feeling of balance, not just in your heart space, but overall. It also helps to bring about a feeling of joyous occasion, celebration, coming home, and belonging. All of these things, as well as progress and the Wheel of Fortune. Friend, this is literally your higher self saying, the reason you don't feel like you belong is because you're trying to be something you're not. If you can reassess this and allow yourself to step into who you are, not only does it put you back in balance, but it also brings forward a feeling of success, coming home, and belonging, right? My guides tell me this is where progress can be found, and that the Wheel of Fortune has spun around to face in your direction, but it's waiting for you to step up and be the most charismatic version of yourself, to allow this version forward. Again, it feels like it's being held at arm's length for some reason. I see that sometimes with people who have cultural or religious upbringings that make them feel like it's bad to be or curious about those things. It's not. It's not. Rita, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Daniela, you are up next. Daniela, then Lindsay, Rebecca, Julie, and Jeanette, and Kat. That is the list. List is full for today. Do me a favor, you guys. If you've not gone out and liked this live, please do that. It does help me. Remember, the replay will be on my channel as soon as the live is over and I can get it up onto the channel. All right. Daniela, come on down and say hello. I am excited to read for you, my friend. Hello. I am looking for Daniela. Daniela, you are up. You guys, remember, please stay in the room so it's when your turn, you can come up immediately. Daniela, I'm ready for you. Say hello, friend. Daniela, come on down. Come on down, Daniela. After Daniela is Lindsay, Rebecca, Julie, Danette, and Kat. Super excited. Lots of great readings today. There you are. Definitely, Daniela. I love it. You have beautiful energy. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay. I'm excited. All right, Daniela, I got you, friend. You have a lot of yellow and gold in your energy. Okay. So yellow and gold are not the same when I'm looking at energy. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus, the seat of how you see yourself in this world, as well as the home to creative expression. You also have a lot of gold in your space. Gold for me is an indication of opportunity, the golden opportunity. Something about your creativity is bringing forward a golden opportunity for you, helping you to step into something that you've been wanting to see yourself in. So, this feels professional and outward facing. So I don't know if this is you. I keep seeing meditation and breath work, but I don't know if it's like you want to teach a class or something, but you've been holding back or whatever it is. There is a creative aspect of you that has an idea or several ideas that has the golden light of opportunity around it. This tells me that should you allow yourself to follow through with this mindfully, of course, that it will lead to success. I don't think it's immediate. I think it's slow growing, but I think that it helps you feel more like yourself. And the more like yourself you feel, the faster it starts to come forward. Again, the golden light of opportunity all around that solar plexus. Solar plexus is the seat of how you see yourself in the world and the home to creative expression. The more you allow yourself to creatively express, the more authentic you feel. Friend, that's what they're showing me. I also can tell that your energy is very light and airy. This is important because it can be one of those energies that people just like to take from. And it's not because they're bad people. It's not because they're doing it on purpose. You have to think of it like this. Your energy feels good. So people want to be around you and they pull that energy from you through interaction with you, not on purpose, but because it feels good. It's kind of like when you go to Disney or anywhere, theme park, and it's 7,000 degrees outside on a black top, right? You walk into a store where it has air conditioning, you're willing to pay $6 for a Pepsi because it feels good in there, right? And there's a lot around you that feels like they feel so bad where they are that they're just kind of siphoning energy, right? Just kind of siphoning some energy from you. So there's just this feeling of wanting you to be mindful of your boundaries. You cannot be sick enough to make someone else feel well. You cannot be broke enough to make someone else feel rich. So be careful that you're not allowing all this energy to flow outward and not replenishing it. On top of that, your solar plexus is hella active. There's full of creativity and originality and true self, and it's surrounded by this golden light of opportunity, which tells me that whatever this creative idea you have is, it has the potential to be very successful. You just have to allow yourself permission to be patient as you bring it forward, okay? This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Can we just say confirmation? Friend, first card out of the deck for you is victory. Whatever this idea is, it's victorious, right? They're just saying you have to be careful because there's going to be some disappointments along the way. There are few like right turns and left. They're showing me right and left turns, like few out of like unexpected left turns, but it's not because it's wrong. It's because it's being redirected in a way that's more resonant with where you are going. My guides want you to understand that this is the next phase of your awakening experience, stepping you forward into something better. Please have patience as this comes forward because you are learning to let go of your impatience, which is a big thing, right? The devil on your shoulder is your impatience with things. You tend to overwhelm yourself and then hold yourself back from bringing forward the manifestation. Instead, walk into this new beginning with a different perspective. My dreams and desires are much closer at hand than I thought they were, and I am making steps to move in that direction. I'm making good decisions for myself by listening and replenishing my energy when I need to, and allowing myself to believe what I'm receiving. This helps you to be the most charismatic version of who you are and steps up that feeling of enthusiasm. My guides bring out at the very end the karma card, letting me know that you're balancing out some karmic lesson, probably around this idea of putting yourself out there, stepping forward, or whatever it is. Being seen is a big one for women in general. Speaking up and being afraid of being criticized is another thing for women. We even downplay our compliments all the time. Someone will say to you, "Hey, great shirt." And you go, "Oh, I got it at Target." Who cares? Just say thank you. Don't swat the compliment down. Just say thank you, right? Daniela, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. You guys, when you get a reading, write down the time of your reading. So when you go back to watch it, you can fast forward the video to exactly the right time. Just a tip. Thank you, Daniela. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope it was helpful, my friend. All right, Lindsay. Come on down, Lindsay. Lindsay, you are up next. And then Rebecca, Julie, Danette, and Kat. It is great readings today. Hi, Lindsay. Isn't she so helpful, Patricia? She's so helpful. She's so wonderful. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're all the way up to the live, right? All right, Lindsay. I'm very excited to read for you. Thank you for the opportunity. All right, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing. I don't know how to interpret it just yet, but we're going to get there. First thing I see when I look at you is a classroom. I cannot tell if I'm a teacher or a student in this classroom. I'm just in a classroom. It has a blackboard, like an old-fashioned blackboard. It has stuff on the walls, and it feels like I'm in an institution of some kind. I feel as though I'm standing in here and I'm looking out the window, as if there's writing on the wall, but I'm looking out the window. I'm not looking at the writing on the wall. I'm looking out the window. The institution I'm in is not trying to. I feel as though, so what this feels like to me, and I'm just going to explain it the best way I can. This feels like when you get to college and you start learning stuff that they really don't talk about in high school. Like when you start learning the truth about American history, like eugenics and stuff like that. When you start looking into the real world reasons for things, it can shatter the illusion that we've been presented with as a collective, as a society, the whitewashing of things, so to speak. And it has that feeling of shattering of illusion. But there's no despair in this, because I feel as though I'm looking out the window and I see that there's something else, as if whatever this is out the window that got my attention is what shattered the illusion here. I do feel like I'm still in the classroom. Maybe I haven't left the organization or institution or whatever it is, the idea. I haven't left it yet, but I'm aware that it doesn't resonate, that something's off, that it's not lining up with what I also can see that there's an open door, letting me know that there's an opportunity for you to go out of the classroom and into the outside. I am far from the door. I'm on the other side of the room from the door. So sometimes, or what this can mean is that this isn't immediate in your energy, but it's forthcoming. The closer you walk to the door, the more you realize you can go outside. I feel like you're at this place where you've just now realized that the writing on the wall doesn't match what your eyeballs are telling you, right? And there's a disconnect in here, and you're trying to work your way through it and figure out, well, why did I think this, or where did this come from? And it's like this confusion, and not like I'm not trying to say that you're just starting your awakening or anything. This feels relatively recent. It feels like a shattering of some belief system that I had for a long time, but the shattering happened because light was shown on it. Light came through the window and lit up the board, and I suddenly can see it for what it is. This is your opportunity to move forward. And I just want to say, I just saw the first card. Okay. Can we just say confirmation? Listen to this. You, my friend, have unveiled some uncomfortable truths, and this is bringing up a lot of insecurities in your energy. What my guides want you to understand is that you are manifesting something better for yourself. Right now, you just feel the misalignment between what you have been told and what you see for yourself. You're just feeling that misalignment, and it's shaking things for you, but you've internalized it. You've started to overwhelm yourself with, oh my gosh, if this is this, then what else, right? Instead, my guides are asking you to let go of your fear and embrace this change. Friend, this is the death card saying the old version of you is dying away and a new version is quite literally coming forward. They're acknowledging that there's a lot of disappointment in your energy about what happened or what you've learned, but they're asking you to let go of that and step forward into something that feels better. Have patience as you unlearn what you've had to learn for so long, because it's going to take a hot second, but it will lead to a significant healing of some deep internal wounds and walking into a much brighter future. Boy, Lindsay. Okay, then. I don't know what it is you just discovered, but friend, they're telling me that it's like cracking the egg, right? All you got to do is go out there. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen overnight, but it feels like you're slowly moving towards the door, stepping out of the building and into nature, out of the box you were given and into the open space. That's what it feels like. Very much so. This could be about yourself too. Like, I thought I had to be all of these things, XYZ, and I'm stepping outside of that or something. Lindsay, thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much. I hope it was helpful. All right. Do I know anything about light codes? That's a great question. I know a little bit about light codes. I don't receive light codes specifically, so it's not firsthand knowledge. Jennifer, hello, friend Jennifer. I'm so sorry. My list is closed. I am going to refund you right now, friend. I apologize, but the list is full for today. I'm going to send that back to you immediately, as soon as I see it. I will be back on Thursday, but I don't like having that. So I'm so sorry. You're writing a book right now? That's awesome. All right. Lindsay, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Rebecca, you are up next. That's a great place to come to talk. The channel's share, Elizabeth, is a great place to come to talk about that, because there's a lot of people in that place, and you might have someone in there that actually does light language that you can have a conversation with. That's part of the beauty of the channel's share. It's like a community where we can just talk about stuff. It's like a support group for the spiritually awakened, right? It's really fun. All right, Becca, I am so excited to read for you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate you. Rebecca, you have a lot of green, lots of green. So the green that I'm looking at is a deep, deep, rich green. That indicates some serious healing. It's coming from your heart space. They're showing it to me like beautiful blades of grass coming up. These are strong, thick blades of grass, as if the healing was very strong in this area. They're also showing me a big open field full of grass, full of green grass. This is an indication to me that there's a lot of possibility in all the healing that you've done. I feel like there's a lesson or several lessons that you realized that would be helpful for other people. So I feel like what they're showing me is the amount of healing that you've done is huge, and that now you've walked into a space where there's potential with this healing to offer to someone else what you learned through the process, right? What my guides are showing me is be what you needed when you walked into this space, when you felt like you needed to do some healing. They're asking you to be that for someone else. That doesn't mean you have to do it on a mass scale. You don't have to have a business. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. But I feel like there are some people around you, specific people around you, that could really benefit from hearing about this. And maybe at the moment you don't think they're open to it, or something. So there, but I really feel like what you have learned and recently healed has significant potential for helping other people. You just have to kind of figure out what that looks like for you. I get a clutch in my stomach as soon as I said that, because it made me think, oh no, I don't want to be in front of other people. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to stand up in front of a class or go on YouTube Live. You can do it for individual people and it will help them, right? Becca, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. My guides are asking you to not be reluctant about doing this. That you have learned the truth about a lot of things through this healing process that you've been on, and that this should be your inspiration, what you've learned and how it can be accessible for other people. My guides tell me this is you starting out on a brand new journey, and they're asking you to have some compassion for yourself and trust that what you learned will be helpful. This is part of your spiritual journey, and it's the natural next step. A lot of us feel this, that once we learn something or integrate something, we feel the desire to share it with someone else. This is like the lighting of the matches and the sharing of the light. You don't have to light everybody's match, but one is good enough, right? My guides are asking you to allow your creative vision to lead the way as you continue to move forward, and this puts your karma back into a great state of balance. There is a tower moment here. It's around denial. I am not a teacher. I am not a healer. Something like this, that you're telling yourself you're not when you actually are. If it opens things up for you. So do a little bit of self-evaluation to figure out where you're holding yourself back, and have a little bit of patience as you walk into it. But something that you've recently healed that feels like it was pretty daggone deep, okay? Like down to the toes deep. And it doesn't feel like it was a quick healing either. But whatever it was, you learned so many things from that it would be super beneficial for someone else. So if you feel the call, don't hold yourself back. Just remember, it doesn't have to be on a stage if you don't want it to be. It can be with one person. One person. You just need to light one match. That's it. Becca, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Yes, thank you, Whitney. Who was it that asked that? Somebody asked, how do you get a private reading? I have a website, consciously-erin.com. If you go to the description of the video, there's a link there. I have 30-minute sessions available on a very limited basis, because I am literally moving, and I need to be able to get out of my house quickly. I am live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 11 a.m. typically. Central Time. Not always. I don't like you people pre-sending payments unless you see the live planned, because things change all the time. So just be careful. Becca, thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Don't be afraid to embrace this, my friend. Do not be afraid to embrace this. All right, Julie, you are up next. Come on down. Julie is next. After Julie is Danette, and then Kat, and that will be the end of the list for today. You can call me Julie C. All right, Julie C. Love it. I'm here. You're having lots of feels. I totally get it. Me too, friend. Do you remember your dreams, Julie? Just curious. Julie, when I look at your energy, the chakras that are most active for you are all down in the bottom. Your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus. Okay. When those 3 chakras are lit up and working together like that, not only is it an indication of things that are associated with the root, sacral, and solar plexus are changing, but it's also an indication of physical environmental change. Our energy system is just like your blood circulation system. It's just the counterpart to that. Your energy is meant to all communicate, all talk to each other, all support each other, all your chakras. So when there's a lot going on in your physical environment, your energy will shift support down to those lower chakras to provide support in the area you need it the most. Your root is incredibly unstable. This can bring up a lot of emotions and bigger reactions. That's the thing. If you have a big reaction to something that in your head you're like, why am I reacting like this? It's because a doorway has been opened and feelings that are connected to that are just rushing to the surface to come out because your root is purging that. So, to give you a better example, I speak in metaphor the best. So, let's just say you're watching TV and I'm going to age myself. A Pampers commercial comes on and you suddenly just break out into huge tears. Because the commercial is sentimental and sort of sad and all this stuff. Oh my God, this is my baby and all this stuff. The big reaction is not necessarily because of the Pampers commercial, but the Pampers commercial touched on a feeling that was right at the surface. And because it did that, it's like a magician's cloth where it just will keep coming out because it's ready, right? And I feel like that's what's going on, that your root is in a state of purge to get rid of old energy, to make room for a new role that you're going to play. Is an outward facing role. I don't know what it is because it's still down in the root right now, but a new outward facing role because of the changes in your solar plexus or the attunement to your true self, right? So as we are going through a lot of purging in our root, it makes us more reactive than we normally would be. The responses are bigger than they would normally be. We feel a little bit lost and out of balance, but it's an excellent time to evaluate the emotions that you are experiencing. Give yourself the logic lens. What am I feeling? What is Erin feeling right now? Erin is feeling frustrated. Why is Erin feeling frustrated? Because the dishes aren't done. Is the dishes not being done the real reason Erin is frustrated? Or is it because she feels like she's asked 15 times to have the dishes done and no one has done them, so she feels unheard, right? Because that's kind of how it goes. That's kind of how it goes. You have injuries in those areas too. Doesn't surprise me at all. All right. So, Julie, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Number one, they're asking you not to give up. They're acknowledging that things are difficult. They're saying, keep charging ahead. You are literally letting things go right now. Let it go. Your root is purging. You are letting out lots of stuff. This brings up the room for potential, for new. As you are purging out of this root, you make room for new energy to come forward. They are saying it does take work. This is not a passive process. This is you accepting that you have accountability for some of the things in your life, and that just because things happen to you as a child does not mean they should dictate how you are now. And coming into that realization can be very difficult and bring up a lot of stuff, but it frees up a lot of room in your root because all of a sudden it brings back your empowerment. So again, my guides are acknowledging a disharmony in your energy, but wanting to remind you that you're the one driving the car. So start focusing on things that feel better. This brings you back into alignment with the most authentic version of yourself and helps you to step into a state of expansion. My guides are asking you to reach for the thing that inspires you the most, the thing that is most enthusiastic. Reach for that because that's where the brighter future is, right? They're acknowledging that you're learning a hard lesson in self-sufficiency right now. And a lot of it has to do with feeling like, I don't like to use this word because I'm not saying you're playing the victim. Don't get me wrong, but feeling like a victim will 100% remove your sovereignty from you because you're giving power to someone else to affect you profoundly. And when you step into personal power and take that back, it changes everything. Just because something happened to you does not mean that it has to dictate the rest of your life. And that's hard to get around sometimes because I feel like our society, American culture specifically, has taught us all to just be victims, to not help ourselves. You go to the doctor and he gives you a pill that takes care of your symptom, but he doesn't fix the problem. Still a victim. You know what I mean? Oh, Whitney. Just had this happen 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I get it. I get it, girl. I get it. Woo! Julie C., bringing the heat. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Danette, you're up next. After Danette is Kat, and then we will be done for the day. Danette, come on down. After Danette is Kat. Hi, friend. Am I saying your name wrong? Am I saying it right? I want to make sure. Your name is important. Your name carries a vibration. It is your signature vibration. You chose that name before you came here. It is important, as a matter of respect and frequency, that people pronounce your name correctly. Correct people if they say it wrong, and correct them every effing time until they say it right. It is your name. It deserves to be said correctly. All right. Danette, I'm excited to read for you. Thank you so much, friend. So your middle three chakras are the ones that are coming through the brightest. That is the throat, the heart, and the solar plexus. Friend, that's exciting. So as I look at this, the one that's most active is the throat. This is the bridge between your inner and outer worlds. It is our inspired actions that manifest things into our physical reality. This throat is active because a healing happened in the heart as the result of an opening in the solar plexus. So we're got to go backwards here. Solar plexus opened up already. It's been already, all your chakras are open. This was already open. Something though came forward in there. So you have to think of it like a whirlpool and something spinning up to the top. I don't know if it was an idea. It feels more like a realization, a recognition or a realization of some kind came to the surface. This in return sparked some healing in the heart space, probably the realization that you're pretty dang powerful and pretty dang smart. And there's a lot of people that tried to make you think you weren't for a long time. And when you realize that, suddenly your heart started to flare up and go, hey, let's heal this while we're working on it. Right? Whatever this healing is did not feel like it was something that you consciously sat down and said, I'm going to heal this. But it feels like a natural healing that happened as the result of this realization or revelation, or they keep giving me R words. I don't know. The healing was a natural result of that. So it's not like you sat down and said, I'm going to heal this. And I don't even know if you realize that it's better. It's one of those things they're showing me that it's kind of like you don't know how sick you are until you're not sick anymore. If you have a headache every day of your life, that's normal for you. When you don't have a headache, all of a sudden it feels abnormal. But when someone finally convinces you that that's the actual normal, oh my God, mind blown, right? People don't know they're colorblind unless someone tells them, just FYI. That's, how else would they know? So that throat chakra is really active, which tells me there's a physical manifestation coming forward as the result of the healing in the heart space from the spark in the solar plexus. This feels like a coming into my own, a resurgence, again, another R word, a resurgence of some kind. Boy, they really like the R's with you. And an embracing of true self rather than a pushing it off. This brings forward a very physical, tangible manifestation. I don't know what it looks like because it's not fully out there yet. And when I look at your throat, it looks like a movie projector from the side. I can see that it's projecting, but I can't see the picture. So this for me it's just getting started, as if going, but again, they're saying next natural step. This doesn't feel like hard work. Next natural step. It is a result of healing. Okay. Danette, this is what my guides have to say. In addition to everything else I've already said, I love the confirmations today. Friend, you are walking into a brand new beginning, and I'm super excited for you. My guides want you to know this is the result of some unveiled truths that came to the surface about you, your power, and such right there. My guides want you to know that there are going to be a lot of people around you who don't like this because they've gotten comfortable with the way you were before. Don't not change because someone else doesn't like it. You know what I mean? My guides tell me that where you're going has a lot of emotion attached to it, but it is full of adventure and something new. Might be a little scary because you've never done it before, but unknown doesn't have to mean scary. It just means full of possibility. My guides also want you to know that this is a transition for you. The death card coming forward saying, hey, things are changing. The old version of you is dying away and a new version is coming forward. So please reach for that inspiration that's been offering itself to you because you are learning that hard lesson in self-sufficiency. That sounds right. And it may require you, or you may want to do this by yourself because maybe some people around you weren't super helpful up until now. This leads you into a brighter future. Notice the butterflies and the yellow. So much confirmation. So much confirmation. Boy, Danette, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. No one ever says it correctly. Girl, you need to correct them every time because it is your name and it is a sign of respect, first of all, but it's also part of your frequency signature. Don't let your frequency get out of tune. You know? Danette, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. All right. Last but not least, Kat, come on down. You are up, my friend, and I am so very excited to read for you. Hello, Fran, and thank you so much for your patience. You guys, I'll be back on Thursday, 9 a.m. Central Time for about 2 hours. If you want to get on that list and you didn't have a chance, remember the replay is free on my channel. If I can get my passive revenue up to a certain point on my YouTube channel, I will do these readings for free. You can watch and share my videos. This is the simplest, easiest, freest way to do that. If you join my paid subscription, I think it's $7.99 a month. That also helps, right? But there are things that are coming for that. Live broadcast of podcast recordings. I know that sounds weird, that I'm working on putting together. All right, Kat. So, all right. I don't know that I've ever seen this before, so it's going to take me a minute to work my way through this one. So when I look at your energy, I can see a person. I'm standing behind them. I don't see the face. It's a reflection of you standing in. It's so hard to explain what I'm looking at. It's like a room, and you're standing in the center, and there's like this tight bubble or boundary around you, and it's tight, right? You're not able to move a lot. It feels like a boundary or a border of some kind. I'm not allowed to move in here. And it feels like, I don't know how to say this, because it feels like this was put on you or perpetrated on you and not something you chose. Okay. So the imagery is hard to explain. It's like seeing someone having their arms saran wrapped to their side and they want to move, but they can't. And the saran wrap, it's like, I don't recognize that the saran wrap is there because someone else put it there. Ooh, that's hard to explain. I feel like you are restrained by something that was put on you or something by someone else. It feels like it happened and you don't even realize it's there. I'm really struggling to say this. It feels like you have a belief or a teaching that has handcuffed you or handicapped you or cut you back in some way. And it's not helpful. And it came from outside of you. And for some reason, you're having a hard time recognizing that it's there. But that's the reason you feel stuck, is because there's something literally wrapped around you. It's a belief or an understanding that someone else put there. I think it's interesting that it's being shown to me like saran wrap. It's clear. It's like it's covert. It's like it wasn't obvious. It's like it's a secret almost, but not a secret. And it's like it's handcuffing you or holding you back. It feels very much, okay. It feels very much like you've recognized a lot of things, like you had on a lot of other stuff, right? And you've gone through layers and layers and layers of getting rid of it, and things are not working out or something like that. A job, ownership in your company. Girl, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Okay. This was put there, it feels like, by someone else, and it is totally handicapping you. I don't know how to tell you to get it off of you, but I can tell you that is what's making you frustrated. That is what's making you feel like you can't move forward. It's what's making you feel stuck. I don't know how to fix it, but I know that's what it is. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Confirmation on the very first card. Look at that. Repressed feelings. This is the feeling of I can't move. I can't do anything because something else is holding that back. This has delayed what you've been working towards, a delayed festivity because of it. What my guides are asking you to do is step forward into that unknown horizon, even though there may be an emotional component to it that is difficult. Because once you get on that ship, it's going to take you to where you want to go. I know that you may be reluctant to do this. It's hard to change something that's working or whatever, but you feel the dissonance. You feel how it's not lining up. You feel how it's not resonant. You have to honor that, or you're going to stay right where you are. Girl, can we just leave that there for a second? You're being asked to step out on this journey, get out of your head, and just allow yourself to believe in the magic of you. Friend, I don't know who put that there, but you deserve to have ownership in your own company, or you can go start your own company or something. But whatever it is, it really feels like it's holding you back in a significant way. This is not a little thing. This is really holding you back. And my guides are asking you to recognize that it's there. It happened slowly over time, like slowly wrapping it around you. But now that you know it's there, they're asking you to make some changes to change that, because that's how you're going to feel better and like you're making progress. You have to get out from underneath that. You know what I mean? Whew, Kat. Kat, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. So much love to you. Whitney, as always, you are infallible as my mod here on YouTube, and I could not appreciate you more. Thank you very much. You guys, I am so excited about all the things that are coming up. I know it's the end of the video. I know you've been here for a long time, but just really quickly, I'm working on building an in-person retreat in Florida with Reiki Rachel. This is going to be amazing. I've already been invited to go to 2 other retreats, one in West Virginia and the other one I think is in Ohio. I'm working on a live broadcast of a podcast with different guests, with one stable guest, right? One guest that's with me every time, but a different guest coming in, giving different perspectives on things, where you as the audience can participate and ask your questions of that guest during the recording. I'm working on that. I just wrote a whole series on the Gnostic text that it's going to be released on my Patreon channel. That's not being released till March, but until then, between now and then, every single Wednesday, a new article comes out connecting science and spirituality. The channels chair, the mediumship class, the thing I'm trying to fix with solar glow meditations, all of these things are all coming up, and we're just getting started. I know the world feels crazy. I know it does, but there is an alternative. You cannot push against and manifest something different, because law of attraction is a resonance chamber. You have to focus on something else that feels better. I'm encouraging everyone to be the alternative. Be the alternative to the hate. Be the alternative to the anger. Be the alternative to the divisiveness. Be the alternative to everything. Love your neighbor no matter who they are. You don't have to invite them over. Just put some good stuff out there. Be the alternative, friends, because that's what we need. We don't need more hate. We don't need more difficulty. We just need alternatives. And I'm doing my best to be that for you. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Wendy. Yes, kindness is free. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I look forward to keeping you updated. I post everything first on YouTube. Sometimes it's a post, sometimes it's a video. If you're following me on YouTube, you're going to get first notifications. Make sure your bell is turned on. All right. You can go to my website for more stuff. Thank you very much, you guys. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye, guys.